Beaver County on July 11th. The train is expected in the Leetsdale area around 5:45 p.m. and in Beaver County by about 6 p.m. Union Pacific Railroad said the locomotive is making a rare trip to the eastern United States, its first such tour since 1940. The locomotive is expected to depart Conway Yard at 9 a.m. July 12th before heading to Struthers, Ohio. A 15-year-old boy from Beaver County completed a rare grand slam in hunting Saturday by taking a spring gobbler. The achievement means he harvested a buck, a black bear, a fall turkey, and a spring gobbler all within the same hunting license year. He is a 9th grade student in the Central Valley School District. The Penn State Master Gardeners will hold their annual spring plant sale in Beaver ahead of Mother's Day and the start of the gardening season. The sale is scheduled from 8 a.m. to 1 p.m. or until sold out May 9th at the Beaver County Chamber of Commerce office. Organizers said a variety of plants will be available, including native perennials such as milkweed, Miranda, purple coneflowers, black-eyed Susannas, and asters. And AAA has named the 2026 Lucid Gravity Touring as the overall winner and top midsize SUV in its 2026 car guide. AAA said all category winners this year were either electric or hybrid vehicles. The 2026 Lucid Gravity Touring was among the other winners, which included the 2025 Volkswagen ID Buzz Pro S Plus, because it was named the top minivan, while the Honda Civic Hybrid Sport Touring was the only hybrid to win its category, taking top honors among small cars.
Weather on the Nines is brought to you by Homer 9 & Sons Heating and Cooling. Quality home comfort since 1943. Call 1-800-834-9 or visit homer9.com.
Here's the Beaver County forecast.
There's a slight chance we'll see a few showers this morning. Otherwise, it'll gradually become sunny. We'll reach highs of 55 and drop down to lows of 37. And tomorrow, we can expect to see cloudy skies with rain likely during the day. Look for highs of 52 and lows of 38. I'm Lisa Marie with your Beaver County weather.
The birds are singing, the days are getting longer, spring is finally here in Beaver County. But when that first 80-degree day hits, will your air conditioner be ready? This is Eric 9 with Homer 9 & Sons. Spring brings a lot to look forward to, but a broken AC system is not one of them. Now's the perfect time to schedule your spring AC tune-up with Homer 9 & Sons. Proudly serving our community since 1943, we'll clean your system, test it, inspect it, and make sure it's ready before summer heat arrives. And for a limited time, get your AC tune-up for just $79. With trusted brands like Lennox and 4 generations of local experience, you can count on Homer 9 to keep your family cool and comfortable all summer long. Call 1-800-834-NINE or visit homer9.com. Homer 9 & Sons Heating and Cooling. Quality home comfort since 1943.
On this Thursday, April the 30th of 2026 at 10 minutes after 8, we've got a temperature of 45 degrees and it's overcast out there currently in Beaver County. That's a look at the news for now. I'm Noah Haswell on 99.3 FM, AM 1230 WBVP, 95.7 FM, and 1460 AM WMBA. Also streaming live around the world at beavercountyradio.com.
We're Beaver County Radio, 1230 WBVP Beaver Falls, 1460 WMBA Ambridge, and also on 99.3 FM.
Scott Tady here, and it is our pleasure to be joined in studio by Christine Kroger from the Neighborhood North Museum of Play in Beaver Falls, where the motto is play, create, innovate.
That's right.
Covers it all. I like that. Yeah.
Thanks.
I've been to the Neighborhood North Museum, and I'm very, very impressed with the educational component, but it seems like a fun place for kids to learn. Can we start just you give an overview of what Neighborhood North does?
Yeah, sure, Scott. First of all, thanks for having me. It's a pleasure to be here. And yeah, so if you walk through the doors of Neighborhood North, first we're located in downtown Beaver Falls. We're in the old refurbished Huntington Bank building on the corner of 14th Street and 8th Avenue. And if you walk through our doors, you would it's like kind of a magical place for kids. kids. We have a maker space, hands-on, play-based learning, lots of exhibits for kids to just use their imagination to learn through hands-on learning, through experiences, and through interacting with their parents and other children, like blocks. A big market where they can imagine that they're like shopping and cooking and things like that. Anything like you would do at a children's museum. We have a makerspace where they can create with arts, and actually we have an artist on staff, and he can help kids make anything out of cardboard that you can kind of imagine. It's pretty magical. And then we have a block room, a theater room, indoor playground. So just, kids can come and learn the way that kids are supposed to. It's really play-based and child-directed. So.
You have some really fun seasonal events, too. Wasn't there one like an indoor snowball event or something like that?
We did. We call it Snow Much Fun, and it's an indoor snowball battle, indoor ice skating rink, those kinds of things. Yeah, and then also there's a science component, too, like how to make this polymer-based snow for kids, so very tactile. But yeah, we always try to infuse learning. Well, kids do learn through play, but how do you infuse it with the intersection of kind of arts and science and those kind of things, and just kind of not tricking kids to play, but tricking kids to learn, but a little bit,
Making it fun.
Yeah, making it fun, which is actually how we all learn best.
Which sets up Neighborhood North perfectly to take part in this new Remake Learning Days that Beaver County are doing. We just introduced the Beaver County launch a couple of days ago. I was at Blackhawk High School for that, but Neighborhood North seems like a perfect partnership. Talk about what you'll be doing for Remake Learning Days. Yeah,
so we're excited about the Remake Learning Days. We're going to actually partner with Reforest Our Future, and we're going to have 2 Remake Learning Days on Friday, May 8th from 5 to 8 p.m., and that will be at Neighborhood North, and then Saturday, May 9th from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m., and that will be at Brady's Run Park, and that will be with Reforest Our Future. And what we're really excited about is we're going to be thinking about the intersection of arts and how we learn about nature through art and science. So, and it'll also be really exciting because we'll be launching our mobile maker lab that day. Yeah, so and it's an electric vehicle, solar powered, and we'll be starting to take Neighborhood North on the road, and so it'll be the debut of the Mobile Maker Lab that day. We'll also be kind of debuting our new solar installation and some new exhibits that talk about circuitry and different solar, how solar works and things like that day. So, but lots of hands-on activities, of course, arts activities, and So, and Reforest Our Future will be at Neighborhood North on May 8th, and we'll be at Reforest Our Future on May 9th. So
the first event, May 8th, that's 5 to 8 p.m. That'll be at your facility in Beaver Falls.
That's
and then
correct.
You'll be out at, and for people who don't know, that Reforest Center, that's in Brady's Run Park.
That's
right?
in Brady's Run Park, yep. And so we'll be starting to take Neighborhood North to outdoor education spaces, this coming year. So, you can book us, have us come to your space, but we also know that, parks are great places for families to learn, and we want to be part of where families are too. So that's why we're starting to launch this new Mobile Maker Lab.
Now, for someone out there listening, how can kids get involved? Do they have to live in a certain area? Do they have to have a certain background, or how do families get involved?
No to all those things. First, these Remake Learning are free events, so we would love you to register because it's great to know how many people are coming. So you can register on our website, or you can go to remakelearning.org and register through there. Actually, I don't know if you can register through there, but you can learn about us and go to our website, register there. It's for people all over Western Pennsylvania. Please come. We love new people and new families to come to our site, and then also go to lots of other sites. You can learn about what is out there, which is a ton of stuff this year in Beaver County. We're excited to see how many organizations are participating in Remake Learning Days this year. I think we've been participating for a number of years, and it's been growing exponentially every year, and that's exciting to see for Beaver County.
It is very much aimed at kids and learning, but I like how you also are involved with artists in the community and giving them
Absolutely.
a chance to express their work. We found our wedding photographer at one of your events, actually.
Oh, who was your wedding?
What's her name? Erin?
Erin Ninehauser.
Yes.
Oh, she's amazing.
Well, we got to know her, and we got to do other events with her, but. It wasn't the actual wedding, but we got to work with her on other things. But just the fact that you're doing so much for the community, arts, it's education. How about STEM? Is that a big part of what you're doing?
We do a lot of STEM. One of our staff, actually, one of our teaching artists, she has a zoology background and a theater background, and so we really think like all learning is intersectional, right? We don't learn just one thing at one time, and so we just kind of intersect everything. And so this event is like all about what she loves to do best, is learning about how like we learn about science because we take a look at how does a spider weave a web, right? And that's very beautiful. It is art that way. So how can we create art and then mimic nature, what nature's doing, rather than try to force kids to do something like out of a book. We're just like, having them observe and then create and say like, nature's already creating art. Let's create by mimicking. So.
Well, you have those spiders behind a thick pane of glass, I hope. I'm a little freaked out by spiders.
Yeah. We actually are creating a giant spider web. I know. But, and having kids create their own spiders and bugs.
Oh, there you go. What made you decide to partner with Reforest Our Future? Because that just opened not too long ago, a year or two ago, and I think people are just kind of learning about them. Yeah,
we started working with Jeff, I think, right before he even had a space. So right when he was just starting to think about doing this work, I think we have a pollinator garden outside. One of the things that we love is thinking about sustainability, how we care for the earth. And I think what Jeff is doing is really important. I think for kids to start thinking about those small shifts that they can make in caring for the world around them. So what he's doing makes sense. He has a dog, Forrest, who's a therapy dog.
Oh, what kind of dog?
It is, it's not a doodle, but it's, I just...
Doodle-ish.
Doodle-ish, yeah. He would not be happy me saying that. So, but he wrote a children's book that talks about forest tree identification, but in Brady's Run, so in the local context, that can help kids really when they're out in the woods think about the world around them and understand it. And so that's when we started working together. So he just came to the museum, read the book to the kids, and then that helps them when they're out in the woods think about like, oh, I can understand this world around me better, and I can identify it, and I can take care of it. And so that's when we started working with him. It was a couple years ago.
Again, it's one thing to read in a book, and that's important, but to actually have the visual, the hands-on experience. You're in the woods, or you're
right.
at their facility.
And it's not the woods that's far away, maybe in Maine or something, but it's the woods that's in Brady's Run.
Right.
Yeah.
We're talking to Kristen Kroger from Neighborhood North Museum of Play in Beaver Falls, and the word museum is in the title. Are there specific hours where anyone can go and just check out the exhibits?
Yeah, absolutely. So we are open for the public, general admission from Wednesday to Saturday, 10 a.m. to 2 p.m., and so that's just general admission, and tickets are $5 a person, and we do have discounted rates for veterans, seniors, and EBT at $3 a ticket.
And you can all find this at neighborhoodnorth.org. And I'm looking at some of your exhibits. Giant Legos,
and Imagination Playground blocks. That's correct. That's a favorite room.
I would play in that. Are adults allowed to play in the giant?
Adults are absolutely invited to play.
Oh, excellent. You have a bicycle-powered train exhibit.
We do.
It will be returning, right? Or
it will be returning.
Okay.
But we had the bicycle-powered train exhibit. This is one of my favorite exhibits. We had an engineer create the bike, and it was beautifully running. However, it did not withstand the children, so we're having it refabricated.
Digital makerspace, and that's definitely a growing industry. Being able to do digital arts and technology. What happens there? Yeah,
so we worked with the Carnegie Science Center to kind of implement and train our staff in creating a 3D printers, laser cutter, those kinds of things. And we create all sorts of things, and like vinyl cutters. And those are great tools and digital technologies that we use in that makerspace. There's all kinds of programming that our staff does there. But we also do a lot of analog, so pulling kids off screens and doing lots of analog making. So like block printing, like I talked about the cardboard. So we do a kind of a hybrid there in the makerspace. So we feel like kids are on screens a lot. So we try to figure out how can we be really creative there. So some of the stuff that we'll do with the digital stuff is video game creating. those kinds of things. And some of the analog is we'll do like pattern making, like cardboard day creation, those kinds of things. So, and kids can come every day. We always have staff who've been trained in the makerspace to help kids with their creations, and kids and parents, actually.
And kids just have a natural inclination to the digital art, to video, to things like that that I didn't have when I was a kid. And,
right, yes.
They'll be teaching me very soon, I'm sure. But
they will, and we have very young children. So we have we say we're good for kids ages 10 months to 10 years, but we're actually starting to do programming on Mondays. We have a drop-in for middle school kids to do just making of all kinds. And so one of the kids there is making I think it's a dragon head. It's almost as big as half of this table. And so it's beautiful. I mean, it's beautiful art. So that's for middle school kids. And so we're starting to really do programming all the way up to middle school at this point. Another
special program that Neighborhood North in Beaver Falls has, Sensory Saturdays. Talk about those.
That's correct. Yeah, so that's the first Saturday of every month. That's from 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. And that's for kids who have sensory sensitivities, anyone who has any kind of learning disorder, who wants to come in and just needs a quieter space than during our normal hours. We can get busy and it can get a little loud. So anyone who just needs that space, they can come in during that time.
Neighborhood North is also a place you could have a birthday party or some kind of event.
Birthday parties are definitely a popular thing. So that's every Friday and Saturday. You're able to book a party any hour between 3 to 8 p.m. It's $150, 20 kids. And we have a staff there to help you.
Now, what are some of the things that kids get to do? Like, do they get to do hands-on exhibits? And
yeah, you have full access to the museum. It's pretty. You rent the entire space for the museum for 2 hours.
Okay, we're talking to Kristen Kroger about the Neighborhood North Museum of Play. We're going to cut to a break and stay right there. We got more about this really cool facility right there in Beaver Falls. Remember way back when you were young and the bus ride to and from school set the tone for what made your day special? School buses and vans have had a special place in the Fry family for 3 generations. At Fry Transportation, the student transportation industry is embraced as a tradition, privilege, and lifestyle. From the morning laughs on the way to school to the talk about the day on the way home. Memories you won't forget, just like the vintage football games aired each week on Beaver County Radio. Fry Transportation, caring for your children as they care for their own.
Start your day with breakfast at McDonald's. Enjoy their buy one, add another one for just $1 breakfast special. Whether you're on your way to work or on your way to school, McDonald's has the right breakfast for you. McDonald's breakfast. I'm loving it.
Are you ready for Texas?
Connor Zillage gets a little bit of a jump on Corey Day. It'll be enough to clear him. Behind him, Kyle Larson is shoving Brent Cruz.
The Andes Frozen Custard 340.
He got 4 tires and fuel. William Sawalich also in with 4 tires and fuel. Brent
Cruz charging to the outside. He gets to the back bumper of Connor Zillage and 1. Wow, what a move by Cruz. He got right to the bumper. He had to go upstairs.
Saturday, May 2nd at 3 p.m.
It's hard to even put a title on what Tom Young at First Consultants in Beaver does. Calling him a financial planner or an insurance salesman or even a life coach still doesn't accurately describe the experience. That's because he brings dreams back to life or puts life back into retirement.
My job is to create in you the vision of the you that I think you can be, the place that I think you can get to. And you know what? I get frustrated because I see more greatness in people than they see in themselves. I see greater financial futures than they see in themselves. Most people don't believe they can get there.
Find out more by visiting firstconsultantsinc.com or engage in Tom Young's live simulcast presentation on the 3rd Tuesday of each month beginning at 9:10 a.m. on Beaver County Radio and Facebook Live. All advisory services are offered through PL Wealth LLC. PL Wealth is a federally registered investment advisor. PL Wealth is in no way affiliated with First Consultants Inc., nor is First Consultants Inc. a registered investment advisor.
We are talking with Art Cornell from Beaver Cemetery. Art, I read a story recently about a local cemetery that had run out of funds and was struggling to pay for its upkeep. How did this happen?
Some cemeteries eventually become full and can no longer sell property and generate income. How will these cemeteries pay for their continued care? The cemetery may or may not have a fund for this purpose. In the story you mentioned, that cemetery is no longer selling property and its care fund is almost depleted. Now they're struggling to pay for the upkeep.
How can families be assured that their grave sites are protected now and in the future?
Beaver Cemetery exists to serve the public rather than make a profit. Our multi-million-dollar perpetual care fund is managed by a fiduciary to ensure that the care of the cemetery will be as it is today for hundreds of years.
Folks, you can learn more at beavercemetery.net.
Step back into time and flip into fun at Pinball PA, the ultimate arcade and museum where classic games come alive. Located off Broadhead Road in the Hopewell Shopping Center, Pinball PA invites you to play with 400 pinball machines and video games, from rare gems to your all-time favorites like Pac-Man, Space Invaders, Asteroids, Frogger, and the latest pinball hits. Perfect for families, friends, field trips, birthdays, and gamers of all ages, Pinball PA is open Tuesdays through Sundays with unlimited play for one low price. No quarters needed. Learn more at pinballpa.com. And you don't want to miss Beaver County Radio Night at Pinball PA. Come on out May 8th from 5 to 7 p.m. Hang out with Frank Sparks and me, Scott Tatey, playing pinball and old-fashioned arcade games. There'll be prizes for winners, plus ice cream from the Hopewell Brewsters and hoagies from Yinzer Fusion. May 8th. See you there. We do hope to see you there at Pinball PA. I think I just talked into our guest, Christine Kroger, to being there.
Yeah, we just discovered it. Friends of ours invited us one day, and it was like, this is an amazing place. We're definitely coming.
I mean, you run the Museum of Play, so I think you deserve to go out and have a fun day of play yourself.
Exactly. Actually, so one of our teaching artists created a cardboard pinball machine, so maybe we'll bring it.
Perfect.
I know. You can, control it with Makey's, which is like this digital thing. I know. Yeah.
Well, that's why the motto is Play, Create, Innovate at the Neighborhood North Museum of Play in Beaver Falls. Talk a bit about the history. What year did you open, and what did that building used to be? It looks like a former bank, I'm guessing.
Yes, it was the old Huntington Bank building.
Okay.
So, which I think, it's this beautiful architecture. It's all windows. We have one room that can get dark, so we're trying to create a theater room in there because, to use the dark and light. Otherwise, it's just this beautiful open aesthetic of light and beauty that we're trying to capture with the kids, a
lot of glass. So
lots of glass. So it used to be a bank. We've been around since around 2015 as an idea and a concept. Grew out of my work at the library and my work with the school district and the library there. We were a pop-up museum for about 2 years doing some research and community listening with the public, and then opened and got that building in March of 2020, which is not the best year to open a public building. So we were able to run learning pods for distance learners with the school district for a year. So we served about 100 students during that year, which was great. It really helped us to understand our work a little bit better, which was wonderful, and then open to the public in November of 2021. So we've been working all that time, but the goal, this is our proof of concept space. So we knew a children's museum is a great economic driver for community revitalization. We knew it was a great equity producer for the education ecosystem here and a great driver of the arts. But, we wanted to make sure it was going to work in Beaver County. And so it has. We've been welcoming about over, I think, 10,500 people.
Wow.
I know, from about 220 zip codes in Western Pennsylvania, Ohio, and West Virginia. And so the goal has always been, though, to renovate the News Tribune building, which is, we're at about 2,500 square feet. The News Tribune building is 18,000 square feet.
Now, we're going to dive into that just a bit. We got Noah. We got a Beaver Falls guy joining us now. Right. Noah Haswell. We're going to give the news headlines. We're going to talk about future plans, and as you mentioned, the true building of, so let's get it right now. Noah, take it away with news headlines.
Thanks, Scott. Our top headlines for news at the top of the hour include an Aliquippa man sentenced to 15 years in jail for drug trafficking. Commissioner Jack Manning brings up the problem of people walking their dogs off leash at yesterday's commissioner's work session. 2 Ambridge companies filed for Chapter 11 bankruptcy last week, and a Kentucky couple is facing charges in Cranberry Township for promoting prostitution at the 2026 NFL Draft. For our weather forecast today, we have a slight chance of showers before 9 a.m., otherwise mostly cloudy skies with a high near 56. The chance of precipitation is 20%. Tonight will be partly cloudy skies with a low of around 37. Tomorrow will be some likely showers, otherwise mostly cloudy skies with a high near 53. The chance of precipitation is 70%. And on Saturday, it will be a chance of showers and areas of frost before 8 a.m. Otherwise, partly sunny skies with a high near 56, and the chance of precipitation is 30%. On this Thursday, April the 30th of 2026, at 31 minutes after 8, we've got a temperature of 44 degrees, and it's overcast out there currently in Beaver County. Those stories and more are coming up at 9 o'clock. And that's News Headlines. I'm Noah Haswell on 99.3 FM, AM 1230 WBVP, 95.7 FM, and 1460 AM WMBA. Also streaming live around the world at beavercountyradio.com.
Noah, have you ever had a chance to pop into the Neighborhood North Museum in Beaver Falls?
I haven't, but I probably should because it's not too far away downtown Beaver Falls. And I'm wearing my Beaver Falls orange, well, it was mainly because I'm... unfortunately, giving credit to the Flyers where credit is due. You're going to lose to Carolina. All right, but
well,
anyway,
Christine, our guest, is an Arsenal fan. She walked in and she saw my Arsenal sweatshirt, so you're outnumbered by Arsenal fans. We're taking over this year.
I know they have a lot of soccer clubs have a lot of fans, so
we're the best. Yeah, all right. But we got to talk a little sports since you set that up. Let's talk about what happened. Oh, it was a heartbreaker. Penguins and Pirates. Let's get into it with sports. The game heard here on Beaver County Radio last night. The Penguins trying to stay alive in the playoffs against the Philadelphia Flyers. Here's Paul Steigerwald with a recap.
The Pittsburgh Penguins put on a gallant effort to try to extend their playoff series to 7 games, but unfortunately fell in overtime by a score of 1-0 to the Philadelphia Flyers in Game 6 in Philly. So the Penguins' season is over, and the Philadelphia Flyers will move on to meet the Carolina Hurricanes in the next round. The Penguins outshot the Flyers 23-11 in the third period in overtime, but at 17:32 of the overtime period, Cam York, the Flyers defenseman, delivered the game-winning goal.
He got it, not all of it, but enough that it should have got across the line, and Shelov's in desperation with a huge save.
Flyers win the draw in the Penguin zone. Michkov far circle with 2.5 to play in OT. High slot, Cam York, wrister, they score. The Philadelphia Flyers end this series in 6 games with the only goal of Game 6. It's an overtime winner, and the Penguins' season comes to an end.
Artur Shelov's turned in a spectacular performance, making 31 saves in the game, and Dan Vladar, the Flyers' MVP during the regular season, delivered a huge game himself. He made even more saves than Shelov's. He stopped 42 shots on the way to the 1-0 win, eliminating the Penguins from playoff competition. So the Penguins' season is over. There'll be lots of talk about what goes on during the offseason, and we want to say thank you to all of our network radio stations, and we'll talk to you next year. Again, the final score, Philadelphia 1, the Penguins 0, and the Flyers win the series 4-2. This is
Pittsburgh Penguins hockey on Beaver County Radio. This whole season was brought to you by St. Barnabas Health System, Falcone's Moon Township Ford, Beaver Supermarket, and Beaver County Radio. It was a fun season at least. Pirates are still active though, and let's talk about what happened in their game yesterday against the St. Louis Cardinals. A heartbreaker. Joe Block has got details there.
Nick Gonzalez hit a ball over the wall to end the game, but instead of a Pirate victory, it was the Cardinals to win 5-4. Nathan Church, the left fielder, caught the ball and stole a potential game-winning 2-run home run away from Nick Gonzalez. Earlier in the game, Spencer Horwitz homered for the Pirates, and then they got a little closer in the 7th on a 2-run pinch hit single by Nick York, bringing the Pirates to within 2 at that point. O'Neal Cruz, with his 26th RBI, brought in the 4th run in the 8th inning. But it was the Cardinals to win their 3rd in a row at PNC Park as they win on Wednesday, 5-4. From PNC Park, this is Joe Block, and your home for Pirates baseball.
And we'll round it off with NASCAR. A big race getting underway in Texas this Sunday, a race you can listen to right here on Beaver County Radio. Here is your NASCAR Hot Pass.
A new crew chief for Busch, while Reddick's contract is extended. I'm Kyle Rickey. Those stories next on NASCAR Hot Pass.
This season, it's on.
Bring it home, champ.
On point, on fire, and sometimes on purpose.
No way!
The bumping, banging, edge of your seat, blink and you miss it excitement only found here.
They're both in the wall!
One lap, one race, one NASCAR weekend at a time. 40 drivers, 36 races, one champion crowned.
Hell yeah, boys!
Don't miss the NASCAR Cup Series this season on Fox and FS1. This Mother's Day, it's gonna get loud.
What did we just say?
The NASCAR Cup Series returns to the Glen, where road course precision meets high-speed skill, and only the very best thrive.
Yeah!
The Busch Lights Summer Music Series continues, featuring Vincent Mason live. An unforgettable weekend at the home of American road racing.
Hell yeah, boys!
NASCAR Weekend at Watkins Glen International, May 8th through the 10th. Get your tickets now at theglen.com.
Richard Childress Racing announced this week that Kyle Busch will have a new crew chief beginning this weekend at the Texas Motor Speedway. Andy Street will move into that role for the remainder of the season. Street has been with RCR for more than 20 years, serving most recently as the team's performance director. He replaces Jim Pullman, who will transfer into a leadership role in the team's competition department. And current NASCAR Cup Series championship leader Tyler Reddick has signed a contract extension with 23XI Racing. Reddick has been with the team since 2023, winning 10 times, including 5 races already this year. I'm Kyle Rickey. This is NASCAR Hot Pass on the Motor Racing Network.
Scott Teddy, we are back here at Beaver County Radio, the morning show, joined by Christine Kroger from the Neighborhood North Museum of Play in Beaver Falls. Play, create, innovate. So many programs going on there. And with summer coming up, I got to guess, Christine, you guys have some kind of summer programming.
Yeah, we do have a ton of programs usually, but summer is our busy time. We have 8 weeks of summer camps for preschool all the way up through middle school. So I think most of our camps are sold out right now, but we do have some spots left for our middle schoolers. We have graffiti art camps and some video game creation camps. So some spots left in those, and I think for our 3rd to 5th grade, we have some spots left in those camps. Those are all day or part day camps. So hop on our website and you can still grab a spot. And they're really reasonably priced, I think $21 to $25.
What are some of the things the kids do at camp?
Yeah, so we have things like all-day theater camp. We have cooking camp.
Ooh.
Like I said, graffiti art camp, which is I'm excited about. Cool. I'm going to maybe be a part of that one. And I think they're creating a mural that will be put on the side of the Tribune building at the end of the day with that one. That's for middle school kids. Some other things are science camp. And I'm just trying to remember all of the camps. They're on our website, so go ahead and check that out. I think one of the favorites is always cooking camp. They get to cook and then eat what they're making.
Oh, yeah. And that's good to get a kid interested in cooking and food early on because that becomes a lifelong passion.
Absolutely. Yeah. And we think that's like a beautiful art as well that kids can learn, right? So, yeah, and we actually grow things in our garden that the kids use to make and eat. So I think that's a fun thing to do as well.
Great lesson.
So one of the other favorite ones is our gardening camp. So Anna Wargo, who runs Ginger Gardens in Beaver Falls, she runs and facilitates that camp. And so that's a really interesting way to do it. She grows flowers and it helps the kids not only learn to identify and use the flowers, but then creates art out of them in lots of different unique ways. So I know it's a really cool camp.
A cool lesson. We touched on it a couple times, the Tribune building. We're talking about the historic News Tribune newspaper. First time I ever saw my name in print was my Little League box score. They used to print those in there. But a historic newspaper right in the downtown Beaver Falls. The building it was printed in and then where the newsroom was and everything has been sitting vacant for a long time. But Neighborhood North Museum of Play and some others in Beaver Falls have ambitions and already a program underfoot to bring that building back to life. Talk about it, Christine.
We are excited about this. I love, every time I mention the News Tribune building, someone has a story connected to that building. So it has this, it's really special to us. It's also on the campus with the public library. So we really are excited about the way that it's going to help create this cultural campus and center in the middle of Beaver Falls. But it is a beautiful building, and we're excited about how we're going to it's going to be the permanent home of Neighborhood North. So all the good stuff that we're already doing in the small space that we have now, we're going to be able to amplify in the News Tribune building. It's 4 floors, so and the basement's going to be a ropes course. There's going to be a full floor maker space with a teaching cooking kitchen. We're in partnership with Crop and Kettle to help facilitate that. It has a rooftop garden, which has a beautiful view. I know, it's an amazing view. When you go on top there, you're just like, I want to stay here. Every adult kind of claims it as an event space. It has a floor that is going to be just for play. Every other floor is going to scale up to have programs for high schoolers and adults, but one floor we've heard from parents again and again in the space that we're at now that they love the space, that they can see their kids, they feel comfortable with, for the younger kids in our space now. So one floor will be just focused on early childhood development, and so that'll be the play floor with water features and building blocks and everything else like that. And then we'll have one floor that will have rotating exhibits and a cafe that's pre-admission, so that people in the park and the library can use that cafe as well, so that we can really create this third space and cultural campus in our community. We also will have, like I said, rotating exhibits that will be hopefully be student-driven. So we'd love students in Beaver County to be able to help create the art and the exhibits that will be in that space. And so we're super excited about what's coming, how it will be a driver for visitation, but also for people in our community.
How can people get involved in either whether they're fundraising or are there ways to help this project along?
Yeah, so well, we're going to be having some listening sessions coming up soon, some focus groups to, in the next year or two. We're going to be doing the design phase in the next year. So be listening for that, and please participate. We want public feedback on what's going to be happening here. Obviously, we're in the middle of a capital campaign. It's an $11 million project. So I ask everyone I meet, we would love $10 million. So, a big check would be fantastic. And so, but really, we would love for people to donate. So if you are, interested in being a part of that, please donate. Please get in touch with us. If that's not you, then please just follow us on social media. Sign up for a newsletter. Learn more about us. We love volunteers. If you are connected to a corporation, we do EITC, so that's education tax credit. So we're always doing these kinds of things. So it might not be you, but it might be the company that you work for. So there's lots of ways to support this amazing project that's coming into this county, which I'm excited for what this will do for the county, and
That's
I'm
a good
excited
point.
for our county.
It's not just a Beaver Falls project.
It's not just a Beaver Falls project, and also children's museums actually are a $5.5 million industry across the, so they bring in a lot of money, not just for our project, but for the county. So people come to a museum, they go eat at a restaurant, they go shopping to other places, and they come back again and again. So this is something that's good for us, but it's also good for lots of other people. And so it's something good to invest in.
A great way to repurpose a building, honor Beaver Falls' heritage, and then look to the future, create a vibrant, future, playful, educational space.
Absolutely, yes. And one other thing that I want to mention is we will have a wall in the foyer in the News Tribune that will have photographs and newspapers from the Tribune building. So if you have those at your home, please be on the lookout. We will be requesting those. We'd love to honor the heritage of the Tribune building and the people that work there.
I can dig up my Little League box score.
Yes, dig it out. We'd love to have it.
They spelled my name wrong. I hit my own home run. Scott Troy hit a home run, but no, that was a great newspaper, and I love what you're doing there. I'm looking at the architectural drawings for what the building would look like, and on the rooftop there seems to be there's a sort of a glass component, like a garden nursery or something like that.
Yeah. So we will. Thanks for mentioning that. So we will have 3/4 of the roof will be have a canopy on it with solar panels. Those solar panels will power the teaching cooking kitchen below, but we also will have glass on the other side. So stained glass to have that kind of fun, colorful, playful effect. Currently, the initial installation of those solar panels are currently at the preview space now as part of our initial solar strategy, as thinking about alternative energies for kids to be able to learn about, right? That they can be a part of our energy sources. So we have those now at the preview space, and the full installation will be at the Tribune building.
So like everything has multiple learning abilities. Like you're talking about a teaching kitchen. That's where kids can learn about the arts of food, science, and nutrition all in one place. Or performance spaces you'll have. They can learn theater, storytelling, art, creative expression.
Exactly.
I like that.
Yeah.
Now the Tribune building, that's sort of, is it like catty corner from where you are now, or is it a street away? I'm trying to...
Yeah, so the Tribune building is 1 block down. It's on the campus with the public library. So
like the library is an obvious landmark.
Right, the library is an obvious landmark. It's right on 7th Avenue. And the Tribune building is on the park with it, but it's on an alley. It's not right on 7th. It's a little bit back.
I recommend people going to the website, neighborhoodnorth.org, and you'll see the architectural drawings I'm looking at, and you'll get a feel for the vision here. And man, that would be a glorious thing for Beaver Falls. And so the capital program is underway now. Mm-hmm. Do you have any specific fundraisers just for this coming up?
We will have a fundraiser for this in September. Oh gosh, I forget the date. But that'll be advertised soon. So it'll be the second Thursday in September.
I'm looking right now, but okay, we'll have you back before that, talking about that. One of the things we brought you in to talk about now is something happening though May 8th and 9th. And again, this is the Neighborhood North Museum of Play in Beaver Falls, involved in this Remake Learning initiative in Beaver County, calling it the Beaver County launch. And for someone just joining us now, let's touch back to that. So Neighborhood North is partnering with Forest to Fund and Reforest Our Future to get a couple events where kids are learning about creativity and outdoor adventure.
That's correct. Yes, we're calling it From Forest to Fun. We thought that was catchy.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we're kind of teaming up with Reforest Our Future, wanting to think about how kids can learn, use art to learn about nature. And we really love that, in the summertime, kids are outside a lot. So we're launching our mobile maker van on the 8th. So we're excited about that. Reforest will be at Neighborhood North on May 8th. That's a Friday evening from 5 to 8. That'll be the first time anyone can take a tour of our mobile maker van. We'll have a ton of fun activities. I was telling Scott earlier that we will be making a giant spider web. Kids can make bugs to put in it. But there will be a lot of other activities there as well that evening. So come join us that night. It's free. At Neighborhood North, there's always, my staff is amazing. They're so creative what they come up with. So we're excited for that. Reforest Our Future will be there. Jeff will be there with his dog, Forrest, and his books. So join us that night. And then on Saturday, we will take our mobile van to Brady's Run Park. And be there from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. We'll be doing some STEM activities and some art activities. And then Reforest Our Future will be doing some forest walks and things like that. So just a really good partnership there, getting kids outside and then also doing combined, STEM and art activities.
Talk a bit more. You're mentioning the mobile maker van. People get to see that for the first time. What do you envision? Where will the mobile van be traveling to, and what will the public get to see from that?
Yeah, so the mobile van will be going to community events, outreach events. We will be going to, like the Manaka, the food and grub things that they do. Yeah, those kinds of things. Food and grub. Yeah. We already do a lot of outreach. We'll start going with our van now, so being able to do a lot more. It's a solar and EV powered van, so it's really exciting.
Modern.
And we'll also be going to a lot of different school districts. So schools are prohibited from coming to the museum. Well, we have a lot of schools coming to the museum, but sometimes when they want to bring like 4th grade classrooms, that we're too small to have them. And so now we'll be able to start going to schools that can't come to us.
So what's the van look like? I'm going to keep my eyes open for it.
Yeah. It's a gray Maxwell.
Okay.
Van. Do you know what that is?
No.
Okay, yeah. It's a big, tall, gray van, but it has Neighborhood North logos on it. And it's got solar on the top.
We've been talking with Christine Kroger from the Neighborhood North Museum of Play in Beaver Falls, and so we talk about the events May 8th and 9th, from forest to fun, outdoor learning. What for someone out there listening and saying, "Oh man, this place sounds really cool. I want to check it out. I want to take my son, my daughter, whatever." Are there some upcoming events that make that real easy, just like a first time ever visiting there, like an open house kind of thing?
So we do 3 free events in the summer. So the first one is Remake, which is, like we said, Friday, May 8th. So please come that night. Super easy to come. It would be great if you registered. Don't have to. Drop in that night. We also do a free event on June on the car cruise day. So just stop by.
Smart.
We're always
thousands of people there in Beaver Falls.
Exactly. So we're open from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. that day. It's totally free to the public. It's obviously car themed. We are going to have we always have like the Crazy Coupe, the little cars for kids, and we're putting together a outdoor little car wash for them. Lots of indoor activities, outdoor activities, and then we have another event in July. So the second Saturday in July.
Right there on 14th Street, 716 14th Street, and it's also a place I see where you can break rules. You have a list of rules that are broken there.
We do. We do have a list of rules that are broken. Correct.
It says children museums are just for kids. You're saying no, play is for everyone.
Play is for everyone.
One of the rules that says be quiet, and you said, what? No way. Tell stories and share what you're discovering as you play together at Neighborhood North. Do not make a mess. I can make a mess here? Ooh.
Oh my, you sure can.
But you have to clean up afterward. But yeah, it's a chance for it's hands-on. You're learning fun things to do. And then do not touch. You're saying these exhibits are made for learning and exploration. So touch, explore, and check it out.
Absolutely. And one of my favorite stories is we had this father come up to me one time, and he said, "I don't know if you meant this, but we're making friends here." And we were like, "Yeah, absolutely. We did hope for that, So it's a great place for kids, but it's a great place for families. It's a great place for adults too. So, and that is the intention. It's a great place for everyone.
All right.
Yeah.
Got it going on the Neighborhood North Museum of Play. Christine, anything else you want to tell people?
No, come check it out. Please, we are open Wednesday through Saturday, 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. for the general public. But we also run on Mondays. If you're a middle schooler and you're creative, please come by. It's for you. We'll be running that all summer. It's a drop-in maker Mondays, and then we have arts programs on Tuesdays for elementary school kids, and then we do have birthday parties Friday and Saturdays. So check out our website. There's a lot going on. We'd love to see you.
All right, it's easy to find, neighborhoodnorth.org, and keep an eye out for that trib building capital project. But get yourself out there, and Christine, you got to come in again and keep us updated. What else you got going on?
Yeah, thanks so much.
Enjoyed talking to you. Take care. Good luck.
Put freedom in your future. Freedom United Federal Credit Union in Rochester.
If you own a company or a small business, you might have considered advertising on radio. It's smart because radio is still the most far-reaching media outlet today. WBVP and WMBA can get you results. Get more information at beavercountyradio.com.
Remember way back when you were young?